Before Jacques Cousteau became the face of underwater exploration, a diver from Milwaukee was already pushing the limits of what was possible beneath the surface. His name was Max Knoll. Not many people know about Max Knoll or his diving innovations, but now his memoir has been published after decades in storage.
Max Knoll was an early diver and inventor from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I work as a diver and I see his hand in every aspect of things that I do in my everyday life.
That's Tamara Thompson, a professional diver and maritime archaeologist for the Wisconsin Historical Society.
He went to college at MIT and he studied diving and he built a bathysphere for his thesis work. And then when he got out of college, he learned to use hard hat diving gear, but he didn't think that worked well enough being tethered to the surface. So he invented a free swimming lung 5 years before Cousteau.
Knoll's inventions and innovations helped revolutionize diving. But his most famous achievement? A record-breaking dive in Lake Michigan in the middle of winter 1937.
December 1st, 1937, he set the world record with a diving suit that he developed. It was sort of a rebreather suit. It allowed it to scrub out the carbon dioxide that you would exhale. And then he could manipulate the gases when he was on the bottom. And he went to 420 feet, again, December 1st, 1937, out in Lake Michigan.
To prepare, Knoll worked with physiologist Dr. Edgar End to experiment with mixtures of helium and oxygen. They tested the mixtures in a chamber at the Milwaukee County Hospital.
They were able to convince the Coast Guard to take them out. They thought they were in shallower water than they were. And he went down to beyond 300 feet and he had still not hit the bottom. So he indicated that he was going to drop all the way down.
Knoll ended up 420 feet below the surface of Lake Michigan, shattering the previous deep diving record of 306 feet set 2 decades earlier by the US Navy.
And from there, he becomes a well-known name across the world. And he travels extensively and on a speaking tour.
That same year, Knoll co-founded Desco, a Wisconsin-based diving company that's still in business today. He went on to develop underwater filmmaking technology and techniques that were used in Hollywood films.
He came to Hollywood, or Hollywood came to him, actually. He invented ways of filming underwater and following actors and their motion.
He also got involved in the ecotourism industry, building a submersible that would let tourists in Florida visit aquatic wonders.
He had a lot of firsts and a lot of impactful work that he did along the way.
But if Max Knoll was so influential in the world of diving, why isn't he as well known as, say, Jacques Cousteau?
He died in 1960 in a car accident. He was coming back from a vacation in Mexico. He was outside of Hope, Arkansas, when a well-known jazz singer named Jesse Blevins ran right into Max and his wife, Eleanor, head first, and they died in a fiery crash. So his legacy wasn't continued.
With no one to carry on his work and legacy, Max Knoll faded into obscurity. That is, until a chapter of his memoir surfaced at the Milwaukee Public Library.
A friend sent me one of the chapters of his book, and I read it. I just couldn't stop reading. I read to the end and I wanted to consume more.
Tamara eventually found boxes of material in the Milwaukee Public Library and took it to the Wisconsin Historical Society Press. In May 2025, they published Knoll's memoir, I Live Underwater.
This is a story of a Wisconsin kid who does good, you know. He was lost before even I was born, so this feels like a whole nother generation ago, and it's just such a treat to learn this history.
Today, many divers still use equipment and techniques that trace back to Knoll.
This happened here right in our backyards, right? You know, it didn't happen on the coast. You would think, like, where was scuba diving invented? You would not pick Milwaukee. It started here and it developed here, and it really was because of all that this region had to offer.
Did you know about Max Knoll and his diving innovations? Let us know down in the comments. For more history about the Great Lakes region, check out our YouTube channel, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss a video.